partie 2. Julie again for part 2. Ici, je vais venir souder des petites billes d'or que j'ai formées comme ça sur les côtés. Et je vais venir aussi mettre des anneaux en 10 carats qui vont aller en haut. Oups! Oh, on enlève la pierre. Let's go to the bench. So here I'm gonna solder my 10 karat beads so they sit on the edge around the bezel strip. When I make gold jewelry and I end up with little bits and pieces that I won't use, that are too small, I keep them and I make little balls so I can do ornaments on my silver pieces. I really like using two tones in jewelry because a lot of people, these days, they want to wear a bit of gold and a bit of silver, and when they have a piece that has both, then they can wear it with any of their color jewelry. I always remove some oxidation in the pickling bath. I rinse, and then I'm gonna put my 2 jump rings of 10 karat gold on the top of my piece. It's gonna create the bail. My coating solution is a bit thick. Usually it needs to flow a bit more than that. You would have to add methyl alcohol. Technically, when handling methyl alcohol, you should wear gloves because you don't want to have it on your skin because it's gonna soak it in and go into your organs and it's not good for you. I'm gonna use easy solder for my 2 bales. They are 21 gauge and it's quite delicate, so I don't want to overheat and melt them. While editing this video, I'm cabbing some smaller spectrolites and I really enjoy it. They are super cute, super small, still free-form, little circles, teardrops. And I also went through all the old stock I purchased when I was in my lapidary class in 2020. And I found some of the labradorite from Quebec. So I'm gonna show them to you soon. I'm also planning a trip alongside the Saint Laurent River. There's gonna be a lot of interesting rocks near the water, and I want to do a 12-hour drive and film everything and maybe find some museums to show you what we have in Quebec. I have not yet calculated the price for this piece, but I'm gonna do a small series of everything I show you on YouTube and put them on my website. And if ever you're interested in buying something, it's gonna be available for international shipping. I'm filing just to make sure everything is smooth and there's no sharp edges. This is one of my favorite tools. It's like a little brush made of ceramics that turns and goes into all the creases. It's similar to using a brass brush. Now I'm taking a diamond cone bit just to create a bit of texture on the edges. Now I look at the height of the bezel and I decide how much I want to remove so the bezel is not too high. Going downstairs to show you different ways you can trim your bezel.
j'ai quelques outils différents. On peut utiliser la lime, on peut utiliser ce petit outil avec un ruban ou un split lap, comme ceci.
Maybe you have seen those on a flex shaft, but it's the bigger version of the silicone abrasive. It's a 180 grit, and it will eat away the material pretty fast. You have to be careful with this tool. It spins really fast. You don't want to poke your hand on the wheel, and you want to protect your lungs. Now I'm going to even everything out. A bit more brushing. And now what I'm gonna do is create a 45-degree angle on the top of my bezel on the outside, so the strip is not gonna be too thick when I push it in. Everything seems fine, so I'm gonna polish the piece before I set the stone. Polishing with the pink Luxi compound. It's a fine grit. I want to make sure everything is smooth before I start setting the stone. At the back, I'm just gonna create a fun brushed effect. Since this piece is intuitive and improvised, I'm just thinking, how am I gonna set the stone? Oh yes, I have this Jett Ballistic technique. You take all these little pieces of plastic, you put them in hot water, and then you can use it as a clay to shape it around your piece, and it's gonna hold everything in place. It's wonderful. I'm gonna show you how to use it. I put a bit of cold water and then boiling water over, and then I add my little beads. Wait 20 seconds and then check if it's soft enough. Mine was still a bit hard, so I needed to add more boiling water. I waited an extra 20 seconds and then it was malleable. You take your jewelry, you squish it around really well, and at the back you create a little handle. So when you're gonna put it in your vise, it's gonna hold really well. I use this ball vise engraving setting to set my stone. The same technique that I've showed you with the ring. I use these two different tools, and now I'm showing you like the little bubbles that I was talking about in the first video. It's not a scratch, it's really within the layers of the stone. I burnish to push even more and to create an even surface. Now that I've set the stone and the stone stopped moving around in the bezel, I am gonna remove this plastic from my piece. You need to put hot water again. And what is nice about this plastic is that you can reheat it again and again. I was debating, should I leave it shiny or should I oxidize it? I thought, I'm gonna oxidize it and then remove a part of the oxidation with polishing. I like to use the liver of sulfur gel because I can control the quantity that I want because I usually just do small batches at a time. I go in the bathroom to do it because there is ventilation.
Let's go. We can do it.
If you can do it outside or near a window, it's good too. This is one of my favorite tools. It's a yellow silicone disc. It's a really fine one, so some people will use it instead of polishing if you cannot polish a piece, and then you can just use a polishing cloth at the end. I'm using an 80 grit just to recreate a bit of texture over the oxidation. And now I need to repolish a bit to make it semi-oxidized. I'm gonna use the soapy water for my ultrasonic cleaner just to clean everything with a toothbrush. Rinse and remove the excess with the steamer. The last step is to put it in my tumbler. So I'm gonna protect the stone just to make sure nothing hits it too hard. And I'm gonna put it in my steel shot tumbler with a bit of water and soap and leave it there for at least 45 minutes. The pendant is finally complete. I hope you liked watching all the steps to create this pendant and that it will give you ideas to create your own version of it. Let me know if you would like to see more lapidary or more jewelry making. I'm really open to new ideas. See you next time. Thank you for watching.